better together. And we're going to talk about a couple things. And one of those things is we're going to start with is our company, Nikken, actually founded in 1975. We just recently celebrated our 45th anniversary. So Nikken is a legacy company, if you will. And for the last 45 years, it has been supported by what we call the 5 pillars of wellness: a healthy mind, healthy body, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances. And the key here is to have balance in each of these areas, because if we're out of balance in one, it affects all the other areas as well, and we lead a pretty much unbalanced life. So for example, if we're having some health issues, does that affect our mind? Sure it does. Does it affect our relationships with our family and our friends? Of course. And does it affect our finances? Yes, it most definitely does. So we want to stay in balance. So we are also very excited that now, after 45 years of business, we've created what we call Vision 2025. So its mission really is for society welfare, for people to be healthy, happy, to be prosperous in the economic viability, and also to stay in harmony with nature. And we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. So Vision 2025 actually will be when we'll be celebrating our 50th anniversary. So the first thing I like to talk about really is this idea of the most influential global wellness community. Now, I love this idea, and our president, global president, Luis Kasuga, came up with this to where we're all on the same page and all working towards the same things. And this is pretty much what this presentation is going to talk about. So we're going to talk about some of the problems we have, and we're going to talk about the world's largest health issue. And many of you may think it's the pandemic, but we're going to talk about some other things that are actually bigger worries for us. We're going to talk about why this problem exists. And then we're also going to talk about how, as a influential global wellness community, we can provide solutions for this problem to people. So let's kind of start with our bodies, and our bodies are pretty amazing. And as a physiologist, this always has really interested me. I remember taking undergraduate courses in physiology and saying, wow, this is a fascinating field. And our bodies are awesome. So we have 50 trillion cells in our body, and 10 trillion of these cells are what we call our somatic cells. So these group into tissues that organize into organs and into systems that must work in harmony with each other. So of those 10 trillion cells that are somatic, that actually make up our body itself, we need to replace about 6 billion a day. And the time I just said that, we each replaced about 50 million cells. And just think about that. That's pretty amazing. So we replace our entire skin every 27 days, our entire skeletal structure about every 10 years, or 7 or 8 times during our lifetime, our lung tissue and our liver tissue about every 6 weeks, and our entire intestinal lining about every 7 days. And if we were to talk about these things working in harmony, let's just use our immune system. So our skin is our first line of defense. It helps protect us from disease and from infection. And it's good that we replace that every 7 days. Our bones, also very important for our immune system. Not only is it the structure for our body and the armor to protect our vital organs, but also where we keep a mineral bank for all of our organs as well. But when we're talking about our immune system, it's where we manufacture our blood cells, both our red blood cells and our immune blood cells, such as our white blood cells. And every 6 weeks, we need to replace the lining of our lungs to where is another area where we trap viruses or pathogens and remove them from the body, and also to where we're providing oxygen to each of the other cells. Our liver is our biggest detoxifier, so it's very important in our immune system as well. So when we attack and destroy pathogens, they're cleared through the liver. And of course, our intestines are quite important as well, again, from a standpoint of immunity, but also to provide nutrients so that we can replace these 6 billion cells each day. So in order to do that, there are 5 things that are vital. And I mean vital. And by saying vital, I mean essential for life. We need air. We breathe about 20 times a day. We need to drink water, and we need to stay well hydrated. We need sleep. We need food, and we need nutritious food. And we need the natural energies of the sun, earth, and the wind. If we look at these things the way they currently exist in our world, in our societies, they're basically our air and water are contaminated, have toxins, they have chemicals, microplastics, you name it, and they aren't the way nature intended in a healthy manner. If we look at sleep, many times we choose not to sleep enough, and we have inadequate sleep or poor quality sleep, and we aren't getting that restorative rejuvenation that we really need. Our food many times over-processed, it's not nutritious, contains excess sugar, chemicals, a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of sugar, like I said, and really not much nutrition. And if we look at the natural energies of the sun, the earth, and the wind, we're blocked from them. We're blocked in our homes. We're blocked by the rubber soles of our shoes, and we don't really get these energies the way nature intended them for us to have. So how would we want these? We want to have pure energized air and pure energized mineralized alkaline structured water the way it exists in nature. We'd want to have a deep, restful, restorative sleep. We want natural, organic, nutritious, whole food to feed our cells and our bodies. And we want to have access to these natural energies of the sun, the earth, and the wind. So here's the problem. And the problem being is that, and I mentioned this, I mean, we all know we're going through an infectious pandemic, but the biggest health problem we have globally is chronic disease. And basically 60% of adults have at least one chronic disease, and 1 out of 3 have 2 or more. And by the time we're 65, 80% of us have a chronic disease. Chronic diseases are the major cause of death globally. About 70 to 75% of deaths are due to chronic disease. Also one of the major causes of poor quality of life, and also the major health expenditure as far as our healthcare dollar. About 86% is spent on treating pretty much preventable diseases. Both the Centers for Disease Control and the World Health Organization estimate that 80 to 85% of these chronic diseases, which are our biggest killers, could be prevented. Now, each chronic diseases share common and interrelated risk factors. And among these, there's 2 main categories. There's those that are non-modifiable factors, such as our heredity or our age, and those that are modifiable. And the World Health Organization says chronic diseases are primarily environmental in origin, and for example, not genetic. So of modifiable factors, we're talking about lifestyles. Talking about unhealthy lifestyles or a healthy lifestyle, but tobacco use, unhealthy diet, not enough exercise, and then also the globalization, urbanization, processing of foods, and pollution and environmental toxins are the modifiable factors that are contributors to chronic diseases. So there are 4 things that we talk about in the Healthy by Choice series, the Self-Care Awakening, that are, again, common interrelated risk factors for chronic disease. And each one of these in itself is enough to elicit a disease. In combination, their ability to do so is almost exponential. So most of us, about 75% of us, walk around every day chronically dehydrated. We don't get enough sleep. The average adult sleeps less than 7 hours per night. And again, these aren't just US figures, these are global, okay? And each of us have more than 200 contaminants, environmental toxins in our body. And the average American consumes 153 grams of sugar per day. That's about a 16-fold increase in less than 200 years. And I would also say that global figure is about 100 grams of sugar per day. Now, these are really simple concepts, but they're ones I think we don't really pay enough attention to. So here's the problem. And each one of these problems you could call pandemic because they are global and they are behaviors, they are lifestyles that people are living that contribute to these chronic diseases. So the solution is really pretty simple. Drink half your body weight in ounces of water each day. Get a good 8 hours of sleep each night. Help your body to reduce that body burden of environmental toxins by being well hydrated while getting good sleep and eating nutritious food as well. And then reduce that consumption of sugar to 25 grams a day for women and 36 grams a day for men. I'm not sure any sugar is good, and sugar is highly addictive. And I think it's a major contributor to the global epidemic of obesity, which of course leads to many other, over 100 other chronic diseases. So how do we want to do this? I think if we want to drink more water, get better night's sleep, reduce that body burden, we want to do this the way nature intended. Now, this, in a scientific term, is called biomimicry. And biomimicry first showed up in the literature, in the scientific literature, and became fairly popular in about 1997. So that's 22 years after Niken started in 1975. And that's really what we do. We use biomimicry or science and technology to create these elements that we need that are vital the way nature intended. So the wellness home is like a greenhouse for humans. Healthy air, healthy water, quality sleep, whole food nutrition, healthy energies of the sun, the earth, and the wind, and healthy finances, and having all these things contributing to the Niken Wellness Home. So when we look at these products, and these are the packs that we have that comprise the Wellness Home, we can have healthy water with the Niken Water Pack. But also note, we have a very important aspect of this as well, to where we're also helping us have a healthy planet, because all these products are biodegradable, made with materials and polymers that will not leach plastic. And with our sleep pack, again, using renewable resources, we have the energy pack, and we use it to help relieve some discomfort, give us more balance, give us more energy throughout the day. There's a couple of these I see here that I don't go out on the golf course without. They just help with my flexibility and help me improve my game. And then we also want to feed ourselves with what I call our core nutrition, which would be our Niken Kenzen Vital Balance Protein Shake for our protein complement during the day, our Niken Jade Greenzymes, our healthy barley grass for our vegetable compound and our complement, and our Super Siaga, which gives us our fruits during the day. And we also want to have clean air in our homes or in our offices, the places where we spend the most time, and that's with the Kenko Air Purifier. So this is the Niken Wellness Home. And for each of those subjects, Heather and I have created individual presentations on, whether it's water, whether it's air. That's called Water Matters, Air Matters, Sleep Matters, Body Burden Matters. And you can find this on our YouTube channel, The Self-Care Awakening. So I think we can all be very proud, those of us that are part of this global wellness community, that Niken's very proactive of maintaining a healthy planet. We use renewable resources for our products and for our packaging, develop polymers instead of plastics that pollute the planet. One Niken sports bottle can replace 1,500 single-use plastic water bottles per person in 1 year. So that's a huge impact. And again, with that sport bottle being a biodegradable product in itself as well. Another good example would be our water filtration. Many water filtration systems use a 3-to-1 ratio where 3 gallons of water produce 1 gallon of drinking water. Ours is a 1-to-1 ratio. And I think this is a very important aspect when we're looking at the big picture here of Niken. We also want to maintain a healthy planet. So the Niken Wellness Home, like I said, is a greenhouse for humans. I also mentioned we use this process of biomimicry to do so, where we use science and technology to replicate nature so that we can all be healthy by choice. This is a quote by myself. It's called, I call the Wellness Home the most logical and effective prevention-focused healthcare system, self-care system in the world. So with that, we invite you to be part of our global wellness community, and you can check with the person that invited you to this class this evening and really talk to them about getting started as a registered customer. Start creating your own wellness home, the healthiest environment you can for yourself or your family. But also, what if, and again, part of that social welfare and economic viability, what if you could own your own global business? And right now, what are people looking for? We're looking for, and it's almost mandated that we do something from home. So we are a home business to where pretty much everything that Heather and I do is done on our computers through Zooms, just like this, with customers, with people that are looking at the business as well. So it's something that you can do from home. So what if you could own a global business and work in a collaborative economy as opposed to a very competitive field? We train and support our new people and help them train and support people as well. So it's very, very collaborative. And what if you could help increase the number of wellness homes? Our Vision 2025 is for 10 million wellness homes in the next 5 years. And you could be part of that if you want. And what if you could join millions of people practicing self-care and active wellness and be healthy by choice yourself? So we do invite you to be part of the global wellness community. And again, for more information, please contact the person that invited you to this presentation. And I want to thank you very much for joining us this evening.